All right. Hello and welcome back to Alan Wake 2. It is nearing Halloween 2024 at the time of recording, and that means the final expansion for Alan Wake 2 has released. It is called The Lake House. Now, something really interesting about Alan Wake 2 is that as these DLCs have dropped, they've actually been integrated into the main campaign of the game. And alongside that, they released a New Game Plus version of the game called The Final Draft that also unlocks a new difficulty level and slightly changes some of the story elements. I've been wanting to play this for a year, but I wanted to wait until The Lake House came out to do it. That way we could get the definitive Alan Wake 2 experience in one shot. So full warning for this playthrough, for those of you who might be watching it before my other Alan Wake 2 playthrough. Just like the rest of the RCU games that I have Let's Played so far, this is coming from the perspective of someone who has beaten Alan Wake 2 already. So there might be some spoilers in this playthrough. I can't really control what chat says. I can't really control what my reactions will be. But the Final Draft is apparently different than the main version of Alan Wake 2, the original new game. So there will also be some surprises here. You can feel free to just watch this if you don't mind, maybe some minor incidental spoilers. I really loved this game, and I think its story is really interesting, and I think it will be great on a second run through, knowing everything. So I don't think it's necessarily going to ruin your time if you get spoiled on certain elements of it. But if you do want to preserve the natural experience, I have another Let's Play on my channel of Alan Wake 2 completely blind, having played it all the week it came out originally. So we're going to be playing Final Draft in this playthrough. We are going to be doing it on Nightmare difficulty. So I'm very excited about this. Let's get started.
Back to the beginning, with the memory of the past loop already fading fast. But while it lingers, I know there's hope. We're not doomed to repeat our failures in an eternal loop. This is a spiral.
That's interesting. Already getting changes.
A fictional poet once said, "Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated. I will not settle for a shadow. I'll find the miracle through the night." It's not just victims and monsters. I see now there are heroes as well. We can find our way through the darkness. We will break through the surface. We will emerge into the light.
All right. I'm very excited to get back to this. This is extremely thrilling for me. I need to remember the controls.
Can you hear me?
What's wrong with you?
Come on in. We should go.
So those are
God.
the people from the diner, Tammy and Ed, I think. need to remember how you run in this game. I don't know if he can. Such a chilling opening. You know, it's interesting playing this right after Silent Hill 2 Remake, because it does really hit home how Silent Hill 2 this beginning section is as you walk through the forest. Where did the deer come from? I guess just right over there. Can he interact with the ammo boxes? No. It's interesting seeing all of the different places that we're walking through right now, like that big tree, which is an important location later. This little area up here. This stuff really sticks out on a second run through the game.
Where's the rest of the stuff? I need to finish this. I'm coming.
What the fuck?
Shit.
Stop! Run!
Let's go.
Such an intense opening. Welcome to Alan Wake 2, everyone.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers! I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up. Here we are, Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work. A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Invitation. Man, this game hasn't aged a day. It's been a year and it looks goddamn incredible.
Memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
Look how good the
I should
animations
take a
are.
look at that map.
I'm looking at something and I just realized that the game's camera has a smudge on it, I think. Which is interesting. I don't know if that's my TV or not. I don't think it's my TV. Yeah, there's a smudge on the game's camera lens, I think. That's really intriguing. You can see it on the eye in the FBI. Or near the B now. Here. Try to center it. It's a little smudge. It's kind of weird. This is a beautiful game. This is a gorgeous game, and I'm so excited to be back. Of course, we're playing as Saga. Saga Anderson. Cool character. We have basically everything that we ended the last game with. So we have all of our charms, our flashlight, or we should have all of our charms. I'm not sure why they haven't appeared. Maybe because I'm not progressed like through the tutorial yet. But we should have everything from the original playthrough. We have our full inventory, as you can see. Normally you have to unlock your inventory. So, this is everything.
You're the one who wanted to switch.
I think I hear someone.
I'm not walking all the way back
Could
down.
be our deputy.
I can go take a look. Quit your belly aching, Thornton. I'm up here now. It's a
That's just how the cookie crumbles. Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that, Federal agent's right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some, organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, you know, inside.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, cried Thornton. But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took him back to town a while ago.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
All right. So we get some foreshadowing about Thornton and Mulligan early
Before we get to
on.
the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Look at this lake vista. It's so beautiful. Oh, that's dodge. Oh, we can run by clicking in the left stick. That's the way to do it. Now, I think we also get to keep all the
Hey, Casey.
collectibles.
You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
We don't really get to see nature like this peacefully in the rest of the game. It's just kind of neat to look at right now.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
His actor. So the face model for this character, as I've mentioned in the original playthrough, that is Sam Lake. But his voice is by James McCaffrey, who's the guy who voiced Trench in Control, who you should all remember from the playthrough we just finished there. But also Max Payne. Mirror Peak. The mighty mountain in the distance is no other than Mirror Peak, the iconic landmark overlooking Cauldron Lake. From the right angle, its beauty will be reflected on the calm surface of the lake. We pretty much 100%ed Alan Wake 2 the first time we played it.
Nature gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
We pretty much 100%ed it the first time we played it, so I'm not too concerned about picking up everything this time through. It's really just to see the story in the DLC. Now, I'll still probably be opening all the caches and
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
doing a lot of the puzzles and stuff just to do them. But that's mostly for resources in game. Okay, interesting. So this is something I don't think that we were able to do when we first played, just like actually explore this area. I think I just walked with Casey. I don't remember if we got any dialogue by wandering too far. I don't know if the lunchboxes are even out this early, even though there is that like evil eye thing right there. Lunchboxes are a collectible in this game that you can get. They're marked by these things that are left around. These thingies. So whenever you see these, you want to look out for collectibles. But I don't think we can get them this early, which is fine. But maybe they're still here. Yeah, here we go.
Kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox.
Okay, we can recollect
The
them.
endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates the movies.
My dad used to say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Not sure where the tough get going to, but maybe you'll find it inspiring. Manuscript Fragments 2. I forgot about this.
The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board.
All right, so we have the case board again. So this is kind of the main mechanic of Saga's story in this game. We have confidential previous murders. A series of murders have occurred around the town of Bright Falls. Finding the connections will help search for the killer. Victims. All victims reported missing in 2010. No other commonalities. Ted Lane, dentist, stab wounds, bloating, bruising on the wrists. Victim was reported missing in 2010, discovered in 2012, buried in a shallow grave. Wendy Davis, found in Cauldron Lake 2018, some organs missing, predation, state of the body does not match 8 years spent in a lake. This is an important one. This character gets referenced in some of the radio calls. And then Percy Wolf, store owner, bruising, heart removed, strange tattoos. Found 2 weeks ago, chest wound was ruled as a cause of death. Tattooing on the body is illegible. Murder method. Slight difference in murders. Bloating only commonality in bodies, but not cause of death. Chest trauma. Exposure to water post-mortem. Bruising on wrists and legs. 2 of the victims had bruising, some form of restraints, strapped or belted down. Deep gash in the chest, heart missing. Most recent victim died of major chest trauma. Consistent with 2018 victim, hard to confirm due to the condition of the body. Bloating of the corpse is indicative of drowning, but only 1 victim was found in the water. All bodies experienced bloating. Now, killer profile. We have to talk to someone for that one. Post-mortem tattooing of the body. Victim number 3 was covered in illegible tattoos. A message from the killer, maybe, or their art. Apart from going missing in 2010, the victims have nothing apparent in common. And the killer may be a sportsman or a hunter due to the murder weapon. Ah, okay. And so I guess the reason for me to go through and get all the manuscript pages again is that I keep my upgrade. So this is a confirmation that we are in New Game Plus because I have one of my upgrades already. So being able to get more of the manuscript pages from doing this stuff is going to result in me upgrading even further, which is pretty great. We love that. Now, I'm going to need to make sure that I maintain where everything is. Oh, okay, and we kept all of our music and all of the songs, but it looks like there's a 14th song we missed. Maybe this is a special cut of the song. that's only available in Final Draft. So yeah, you can see we have pretty much everything unlocked. We have the map. We can walk around the mine place. Just get a look at Saga's den. So yeah, it's pretty nice that they let you kind of benefit from that. We can't watch anything on the TV yet because we haven't unlocked any of the TV broadcasts. They'll probably all be in the menu once we get to them. I like that she has Chinese food and a apple core in her mind palace. I like that it's not necessarily a super clean room. So get to the crime scene and meet Deputy Thornton at the general store.
Already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it.
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Good to see you still in one piece, Anderson. Forest can be a dangerous place.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Oop. Is there anything actually... I thought we were supposed to have a charm already attached when we started the game, because I thought we started with Logan's charm, but maybe I put all of the charms in my box before the end of the game, and that's where they're sitting, maybe. Is there anything down this way?
No, sure not, Kathleen. Try explaining it one more time. Can I make it, Mulligan?
Witch's hut is that way. I don't think we want to go this way. Let's check. Let's do it anyway.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
The Witch's Hut. Here lived the Witch of Cauldron Lake. Beware, her spirit may still haunt this place. I don't know if this is supposed to be Barbara Yager or not. Or Baba Yakala, I believe, is what her name turned out to actually be in this rewrite of reality. Friday. Midge told me today that her family's moving away. This sucks. I haven't even told her that I like her yet. What's the point anymore? She said her parents want to get better jobs and get her to a better school in the big city. I guess that's fair. Who wants to stay in Bright fucking Falls? Sunday. So I told her. She said thanks. Fucking kill me. Monday. I snuck out last night again, went to the big house by the lake, instead of just watching it from here like I always do. Instead of just sitting around like I always do. Screw that. Anyway, something weird is going on down there. I'm going to find out what. Going to go back there tomorrow with better gear. I bet I can find a way inside the building, take some photos. It's gonna be epic. So this is kind of interesting because I think that this might relate to the monitoring station that's around here. And that's not great. We don't want randoms fooling around with the FBC monitoring station that's in Bright Falls that we learned about at the end of Control, the Alan Wake DLC of Control. And here we go, some more
Lunchbox again.
manuscript pages.
Who's leaving these out here?
And we know that Rose Marigold is leaving them here. I know things can get a little crazy around here, but if you're ever feeling scared, just remember that Alan is watching over us. Another manuscript fragment. Ooh, I keep doing that instead of opening the map. What is the map hotkey? I do not remember. All right. Okay, there was a spot I didn't go to. And it was down here, I think, right? Nope. Oh, it's I see. It's left from here before we go across the bridge. Yeah, down here. Okay. I believe there is another manuscript page down here. So we'll want to get as many of these as we possibly can early, just to get them out of the way in the playthrough. The Witchfinder station. I remember thinking that was cool. I just realized that the boss fights in this game, I remember that they're actually kind of tough. Or at least some of them are. Witch's Ladle. There is no mystery in Cauldron Lake being named after its cauldron shape, and yet there are many mysterious stories about the lake. It being a gloomy doorway to the underworld, or of a witch whose cauldron the lake really was. The legend tells that when the affections of a local sheriff went unanswered, he accused the lady, blah blah blah. He accused the lady, in question of having bewitched him. She was drowned, but her dropped ladle grew into a strange tree named Witch's Ladle. The woman returned to avenge her wrongdoers. If she was not a witch before, she was one now. She killed the sheriff, drowning him in the lake. Then she took out his heart and locked it in a box. With the heart, she would summon him from the lake to exact revenge on her behalf, or so the legend goes. Piecemeal says, what's your favorite moment in the game? We'll talk about that when we get to it. Huh. I thought there was another campsite somewhere around here. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's back where we started. Let's run back there and see if I can grab it real quick. Oh no. I see where it is. Okay, never mind. So we're coming up near the general store now. That's where the deputies are. That's where the body is. Let's meet back up with Casey. Ooh. Got flipped around. There we go.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
No. Shut up.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Here we go. All right, let's meet up with Casey. Head down here.
Hey!
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you. So, FBI, huh? That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Now, this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. Now, we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders?
So one of the things about this that's interesting is obviously
Examine the corpse.
because we're doing final draft, we know who the killers are. We know everything that's kind of happened. So we get to kind of discern a few things. And it's interesting that Thornton himself says we didn't touch the body or nothing
Inspecting the body, Anderson?
immediately. But we know that they did. We know that the cops are kind of in on what's happening. So
Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
nothing else to look at there. Got footprints, but it's not letting me interact with them. I think I need to go into the mine place and put the clues on the board, possibly. All right. Yeah, we already have this one.
Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
All right, new case. Murder at the Cauldron Lake. Consistent with previous murders, another body has been found in the woods near Bright Falls. Perfect timing. Need to see if this is linked to the killings. We're here to investigate. It doesn't look like we really have any other... I guess I have this clue that I can put up here.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message?
All right, this will give us a decent little tutorial here. So this breaks down exactly where all the clues are, the different areas and like sort of the mysteries that we're dealing with. And it actually allows us to track collectibles really conveniently. So note inside mentions Alan Wake, what the hell are these? And then lunchbox near Waterfall Vista at Cauldron Lake. So there are a few of them here. Writer of this note is leaving these to inspire someone. Are they really for me? And then this is the only case we have open right now. And now we can interact with everything. Okay.
The killer left the heart right next to the body. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down.
And now we can go to the case board and put the clues down. So cargo straps used to restrain the victim. Bruising indicates victim was alive when restrained, matches other cases. Major chest trauma. This consistent with the previous killings. And then heart found near the victim's body. Also consistent with the previous killings.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about.
So murder matches previous cases but interrupted. May find some new leads this time. Nothing else here. No other clues for us to do yet, so we have to look around.
Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. Multiple people were here.
Multiple killers? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting. Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera?
All right. So heavy blood spatter on the table. Multiple sets of footprints. Perfect. Lots of activity here. It's unlikely our killer was working alone.
Boot prints indicating multiple killers.
They
Quite the party.
They really made a mess here. Caught up in the act or just sloppy work. So we know they were caught. They were at least caught. They were interrupted by those people. That's what the deputies said when we first got here. The two people at the diner. And we don't have enough to really make a conclusive decision about the killers at this point.
Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale? Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So now we know that this is Robert Nightingale. This is the cop that was chasing Alan, the kind of asshole cop that was chasing Alan the whole time in Alan Wake 1. He is severely aged and been bloated by the water of Cauldron Lake since his time in Alan Wake 1. Thornton. Victim is Robert Nightingale, last seen in Bright Falls 13 years ago. No one's heard from this guy in 13 years. Why surface now? Where has he been?
His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since.
Now we have a few things we gotta find as well around here. But first.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
All right. Are there any...
That's everything. For now, at least.
Mm-hmm. Anything clicking yet?
Not sure. Need to think about it.
Where do we want to go? Let's look at the map real quick. Yep.
I had to review the clues. Wonder what's inside.
Confused.
I should take a look around for a way to open this thing.
Confused. Follow these steps. Wash hands. Take chicken out of the fridge. Take a nap. And then we have the symbols that need to go on it. We've already solved all of these in the original playthrough, so... Oop. Nope, not that one. There we go. Don't take anything if you aren't one of the trees. So the cult of the tree is making...
I'll look around. See you in a bit.
Take your time.
Cult of the Trees is carrying stuff on their own. They're trying to shore up everyone. But as we know, this makes it clear that they are locals, you know? And they're like a local group. And they're just like citizens in the town because they just leave their shit everywhere.
Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
I do want to try and pet all the deers. I think I did that the first time I went through, but I could be wrong. So let this be a warning to you, fellow trespassers. They say the lake is a caldera, something formed by an erupting volcano, or the sinkholes it leaves in its wake. But what if that's not true? What if it's something else, something less natural and much more man-made and intentional? I say the lake's not formed, it's designed, and it has a purpose. The lake is a hiding place. Beneath the calm surface lies a secret machinery ready to be activated at the press of a button. And the people with the button, they're in that big house by the lake, preparing. I know it. First drawing, water line. Real caldera is made from a volcano, lava. Second drawing, water line, engineered structure, strange machines. So you can see them here. But yeah, it seems like they are very curious about the FBC monitoring station. You know, a federal bureau kind of resting in a small town like this. They are suspicious. It's interesting because there is a map hotkey on PC, on the PC controls, but it doesn't appear to have their...
Anderson. Hey, let's get back to work over here, can we?
There doesn't appear to be one for the controller, so that's interesting. How do you like the knitting hero? I had it made just for you. There we go. And we got a new clue, so let's throw that on the board. Casey Nightingale went off the deep end, and the FBI fired him.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago.
Oop. There we go. Now let's just put this one down. Should be here. The note inside mentions making knitting just for me. How do they know I knit? Or maybe it's just a coincidence? I thought the cult stashes also had a thing so that we could track them, but I guess not. We have 6 of these, so it's not enough to upgrade anything. That's fine. But as you can see, we're actually collecting the manuscript fragments, torn manuscript fragments from the first game. Or drafts, constant drafts, basically, of things that happened. I went the wrong way. Was there anything over here? I didn't think so. Just a bear-proof trash can and a dumpster. Kind of seems self-defeating if you ask me.
Welcome back, Anderson.
What now? Oh, I have to put this stuff on the board for the killers. Duh. So premeditation or spontaneous is our question. Tripod in your body. Pretty good indicator that it's premeditated. Looks new, brought by the killers. Why? To mount a camera? Weird snuff film? And cooler and beer bottles left nearby. Indicates they were waiting around.
They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now?
Raptor Primal says, "Hi Toaster, how's Alan Wake 2? Seems like you just started." I've beaten the game before. This is final draft.
Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together.
This was my game of the year 2023. I love this game. All right, let's profile Nightingale.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Like the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
Hold on. Attract your attention to Bright Falls residents. Ted Lane. Car key was recovered from the look the keys belonged to. That their autopsy reports should they had study these files with your orientation pick. Who is this from? Department of Justice. It's not telling us. To Rookie. So is this Saga that it was sent to? Interesting. Raptor Primal says it's a really cool game. Kind of torn between playing this game and Silent Hill 2 Remake. Which do you prefer? Both are amazing, and you should play them both. One of the things I like about Alan Wake 2, Piecemeal Ravioli says, is that everybody is doing their part to combat the evil of the lake. Got the FBC trying to study and deal with it. Got the cult containing and destroying the lake's puppets. And you got Wake desperately trying to escape and undo the darkness from the inside. Yeah. All right, let's see. I want to re-listen to this real quick.
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Like the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
Yeah, he was a shaded.
Some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
So yeah, it's like Piecemeal said, the like townspeople, the cult of the tree, they're set up as bad guys this early, but as we know, they're viewing these people as like puppeted. So it's very important to them that they are taking them out, right? Like they're trying to protect the town. And that's what she means when she says they view him less of a person and more as a container, which we know from the first Alan Wake is true. That is what happens to people who have been affected by the shaded. Very few people are able to come back from that. Let's see. Look at the map.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Raptor says, should I play Alan Wake 2? Yes, you should play both Alan Wake 2 and the Silent Hill 2 remake. They're both extremely good. This game was my game of the year last year, so. Lake House.
Hello, this is Agent Anderson and Agent Casey, FBI. We'd like to come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
The station heads are not currently available. Access is restricted without their permission.
Nice talking to you, too.
I think that's interesting, because I remember trying to use this in our first playthrough of this game, and I feel like they didn't say anything. But now we know. Will she say anything else? No. So yeah, that's where the FBC's outpost is. There is a monitoring station out here in the woods, but it's different than their like actual areas. Different than their straight up outpost. I'm looking for at least one more lunchbox that I remember is here. It's been months since I played this game. I mean, we played the Night Springs DLC when it launched, and that was a really good time. But, yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember where everything is exactly. I thought there was one just right around here. Might have to look it up real quick. Yeah, I do. I did have to.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Because we're going to want our upgrades as soon as we can possibly get them. It's weird that there doesn't seem to be a hotkey for the map on controller when there is on keyboard. Yep. Okay, right up here is where I wanted to go. Awesome. Yeah, you can see the yarn on the ground over here. The things guiding us to it. Kettle Chip says, did you remember the lock combo from earlier, or do you have notes? I took notes while I was playing the original game, and they're all saved in my OneNote, so I just looked at my OneNote.
There's another lunchbox.
Remember, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. But if you're having a good day, ignore this whole thing. That's funny. Raptor says, I could get Alan Wake 2 and wait for a sale, or is it better to get Silent Hill 2 Remake anyways? Again, get either one. You're going to be satisfied with both. They're both excellent games. Like, you literally cannot go wrong with either. They're both amazing. So just get whatever one that's calling to you more. Let's see. Cases. Lunchbox. Zoom out. Where's my lunchboxes at? Oh, I'm way on the floor. Wow. All right. You know, I kind of needed to hear this. Thanks, Lunchbox Rider. Oh, that's nice. And then now we can do the case board. We'll just go back to Casey. I want to check inside the general store really quick just to make sure that I didn't miss anything there. I don't have any notes about this. I'm having to scroll through them because I also saved a bunch of annotated map diagrams in my OneNote on my phone. It's not actually OneNote, it's a different app, but I saved all of that stuff in my notes so that I could keep track of which ones I had during the first playthrough, and my notes are a little bit indecipherable, so that's why I'm kind of running around. You and I by Felix Klein. Monday, 9/3. Some suspicious activity spotted. The fielder thought he saw movement in the bushes. Footprints around the area were found, but some were compromised by the fielder. Note to self, train the fielder. Tuesday, September 4th. Nothing to report. Some animals regular. Wednesday, September 5th. Hunters out after dark. Poachers? Heard some gunshots. Not one of ours. Gotta keep an eye on these people. They could get more than they bargained for out there. So I think this is being used as an outpost by the Cult of the Tree.
What's the forest's favorite shape?
Please, Anderson. Just one case without the...
A triangle.
I don't get it.
Yes, you do.
All right, we have a clue, a large amount of playing cards and stuff. They were using this place as an outpost to survey the area, keep up surveillance on anyone that was passing through. But again, it's interesting coming back through this game and playing it now like this, because it is a situation where, you know, I obviously know all of the story beats in the game, and you know, I know all the story beats of what's going on. So it's like interesting to see just how much is signposted that at first you overlook because you're just buying into everything that's happening. Raptor says, does Alan Wake 2 have a lot of jump scares and gets more into horror? This game is a horror game. I don't know if I would say it has too many jump scares. There's a lot of flashing on screen when certain things happen, but, you know, it's up to you if you find that particularly scary. There's a setting to also reduce flashing in the game, so if that bothers you, you can do that. But if you've played Control, you
left a lot of garbage.
You know what you're in
the
for.
Fastidious type.
Because this game is a sequel to Control. And I would go so far as to say Control is very necessary in understanding this game and what it's about and what it's doing. All right, back here. I think we got everything. We got all the clues.
One piece, Anderson. Forest can be a dangerous place.
Nope. The Raptor says, I haven't touched Control, only watched vids and played Alan Wake 1. Yeah, you should absolutely prioritize playing Control before playing this, because this game is a sequel to Control. More so than it's a sequel to Alan Wake 1. All right, victim came from Cauldron Lake. I can feel that Nightingale came from the lake, but why now, after 13 years? Where has he been?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
I don't have any other... Oh, yes. Who left these? Talk to someone, find evidence. Okay.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow.
Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Mm-hmm. Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more. It is kind of creepy, though. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
It makes no sense.
All right, and now we'll go back to the Nightingale case. Trail has gone cold. A dead end, literally. Footprints came from under the rock.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
What? He walked through a boulder? Doesn't make sense. We gotta read the manuscript now.
There's a piece of paper on the ground.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Mm-hmm. Like a manuscript. Page of a story. The killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale.
And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
the
the words. These words felt like a message. Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley.
This way.
Either he dropped this page,
or the killers left it for us.
I like that Saga is excited about this. I mentioned this the first time we played.
Nightingale about this page.
I mentioned this the first time we played, but Saga is just so thrilled by like the weirdness of the case, and it really characterizes just how strange her approach is and like why she's so game to like understand the rules of engagement here. It's one of the best qualities of Saga as a character so far. Raptor Primal says, should Alan Wake 1 be at least enough to know what's going on regarding what Wake's doing? I remember what Control is in the FBC. No, you should absolutely play Control. Like, it is more necessary to this game than Alan Wake 1 is. Especially the Alan Wake DLC in Control. But it's a good game. Control's an incredible video game, so one of the best horror games ever made. Another manuscript. Okay, I can just hold select to open up the map. Okay.
Saga bent down to inspect the body on the table. Somehow it felt familiar. The straps, the heart, the mutilated corpse laying on the rain-soaked wood. Like deja vu. She chased the source of the feeling. Found nothing. None of the victims from her past cases resembled this one. It didn't feel like anything from her past. More like something from a dream. From a life she could barely remember. Maybe one that wasn't even hers. Then the feeling passed. Like a shadow in the trees shifting with the wind. Saga blinked, shook the feeling from her head. She turned her focus back on the work. There was a lot to do. Casey and the deputy were watching her. She had a feeling this would be an exciting case.
Very fun. Raptor says, I don't think I can play Control, so that's a problem then. I mean, it's on all the same systems that Alan Wake 2 is on, so if you could play Alan Wake 2, you could probably play Control. Alright, the page. Let's see, let's profile him.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
So one of the interesting things about these profilings is, I mentioned it the first time we played, but it's something that sticks out again after having played Control.
Agent Nightingale is
they have this same
13 years.
Blue background.
How did he end up here?
As the hotline calls.
Up from the lake that's not a lake.
See?
It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
So it's kind of interesting, like it's already setting up and using the language that Control sets up for how its symbology and how its universe works, in that we now understand that Saga's ability to profile like this is in some essence related to the same function of reality as the hotline calls in Control. it's nice that we just went back through Control and got such a refresher on a lot of that stuff, because a lot of the Alan Wake stuff in that, like, it's so easy to forget certain details that they're setting up from that. So it's cool to come back to it.
Hey, you made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Do I need to... Oh, I need to caseboard again. Oops. I keep forgetting about it. Nightingale has something hidden inside of him. There's more going on here than I'm seeing. I need to examine this body properly back in town. And reading these words felt like a message, someone playing a game with them.
Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside.
So the killer is watching us. Game on.
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination, ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the Bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Alrighty.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the Bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
All right, so here's the FBC monitoring station.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
I remembered where this one was.
Another one of those lunch boxes.
All right, we're all in this together, hero. Have a heroic day. Manuscript fragments. Heck yeah. So yeah, Station 11, Station Model 132, Station or I-32 Station, Station 4211. I think these numbers might match up with the numbers displayed on the console in the Alan Wake experience in Control. At the end, where they announced that this was happening. I'm pretty sure, but you can see, do not touch the station, property of the FBC. Not that that fully helped, you know? Not that what we know of how this worked. Not that that sign really deterred anyone. All right, let's, I'm going to mark the caseboard. I'm going to try to be much more active about marking the caseboard whenever we get clues so that I don't get cheaped out of the 100% solve achievement like I was at the original, because we solved something so quick that it wouldn't let me put my clues on the board even though I already had them. Lunchbox found by the FBC monitoring station at Cauldron Lake. The note inside says, "We're in this together, hero." What do they mean? Who left this?
Can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod? For a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
I love this game. It's so moody, so atmospheric. Hey Ren, welcome. We're walking back to our car.
I'll look around. See you in a bit.
Take your time.
Rarest wildlife in Pacific Northwest. I finally made my way to Cauldron Lake. The fence was easy to climb over with the proper gear and skills, which I thankfully possess. Next goal, spotting the rare and elusive orange-crowned warbler. A little late in the season, but hopefully I can catch it before it begins its journey south. I've noticed intriguing behavior in the surrounding common bird life. They seem to be alarmed and swarm around the lake. No birds of prey nearby. There are some strange sounds carried on the wind. However, nothing I can recognize or explain. Getting a little concerned. I might have to find another spot somewhere safer. The sounds are getting closer. Moved inland, foliage is stunning. Must come back in the fall. Had to stop and sketch this gorgeous vine maple. Just at the way Methuselah's beard hangs off of it. This is why trees are better than people. Speaking of people, I saw some drunk guy staggering around the forest earlier, acting weird. Maybe drugs? Kept my distance. Should probably find another spot. So annoying. After I saw that weirdo guy, I decided to change spots again. Moved up the mountain a bit. Found a fantastic overlook to camp at. But I'm more interested in this Alaska onion grass. Invasive but edible and surprisingly tasty. Started hearing wolves or wild dogs or something like 10 minutes ago, but they sound wrong. Rabies? Want to leave, but the sun is going down and my stupid phone is dead. Gonna hide in that tent and hope they go away. Something is really not right about this place. So that's interesting. Some foreshadowing for later enemies that we'll deal with. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any manuscript fragments. I don't think I am, though. And we're back.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
All right. To Bright Falls.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town. The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
All right, Bright Falls, Washington. We are in the town that Alan Wake 1 takes place in. It does look a little bit different. Again, revisiting this area after playing Alan Wake 1 Remastered, the waterfront is slightly changed. I don't really remember this place even being here. So the town has been rewritten a little bit, which is kind of cool.
Hi.
I forgot that NPCs talk to you when you walk close to them.
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie? Don't know, don't care. How much have you had? Not enough. That's how much. Never enough coffee. Oh, that rich, bittersweet nectar. Get it in Coffee World. Get it where you can. Get it now. Jesus, Charlie. Man, it is sweaty in these suits, isn't it? Charlene, are you as uncomfortable as I am?
You don't think the amount of hot, caffeinated beverages you've downed has anything to do with it?
I don't know what you're talking about. Ugh, I'm in hell. Swamp Ass City.
Ugh. Change of topic, please.
It's very funny. Pine Funeral Home. I mean, this really does look like North Bend, the town that Twin Peaks is based on. It is shot in for some of the exterior shots. I've walked around there.
Coffee world. The thrills never end and the coffee never stops pouring.
Now it's 10% off all the coffee bean purchases from the gift shop. Get your thermoses ready.
Oh dear. Cute.
Take care.
That voice did not match that guy's face. Is this an FBC agent? I think it is. Or just a woman in a business suit. Seems FBC. A little bit FBC to me. Alright, so we got the map of Bright Falls.
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Before we talk to him, we're gonna go over to the park over here. So we gotta
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Because we gotta get these manuscript fragments.
Do that. Stomping around like that and scaring the poor little things.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, lady.
Another Alex Casey lunchbox?
You wouldn't believe how hard it was to track down these lunchboxes. Thank goodness for the internet. More manuscript fragments. That's actually a lot of them. Holy smokes. Alright. I think that's the only other thing we can grab here right now. What book is he reading? A book with a dog on the cover. No More Fun. You know, just being kind, closing the door.
Welcome back, Anderson.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time.
That's interesting that Mulligan and Thornton suggested that they're...
Through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. But it's slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So it's really interesting that
Go ahead, Anderson.
Mulligan and it's very interesting that Mulligan and Thornton tried to pin the crimes. You know, they suggested to the sheriff that Tammy and Ed possibly were the ones responsible for it, even though they obviously weren't because they were just witnesses.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Setter is better.
Is better.
That's a fun payoff later. It's interesting that they're trying to do that because, as we know, like they clearly aren't, and the cops are kind of in on it. So, oh dear, diner.
That happened. I still feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Come on, Ed. Have some pie. Don't take your mind off things.
Oh, you can go in here, and there is a deer head.
Rest easy, buddy.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I thought that was funny the first time I played too. We can't get into here yet because we need the actual
I need a tool to get this open.
stuff. Employees only. Can't get in there. Wash your hands. Turn on the faucet, not too hot. Apply soap to your hands, don't be stingy. Rub a dub-dub at least 20 seconds. Wipe your hands until they're nice and dry. Keep hands clean. It's good hygiene. Yeah, there's nothing else in here. It's weird to have a locking bathroom, like public bathroom like that has stalls but also has just like a standard door handle. Coffee cup mascot costume, some wear and tear, $50. Best diner in Bright Falls, protect your belongings, stay safe. First aid courses, someone's life may depend on it. Hunter safety courses. Missing. Who is missing? Hold on. Or what was missing? Oop. I wanted to... How do I use my flashlight? I guess I can't yet. But kind of neat. Happy Harvest, 81st Deer Fest, located at Temisto Farms, 10-minute drive out of town. Due to concern over last year's incident, adults are asked not to bring alcohol to this event. What happened last year?
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
So obviously they're talking about the events of the first game, but it's kind of interesting knowing how they factor into later parts of this game, why they came here specifically to focus on Alan Wake right now.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
All right, new case. Oop. Lunchbox found in Bright Falls Park. There we go. Put that there. This was just left out in the park for anyone to find. The Bookers describe multiple attackers wearing deer masks, chanting and tearing into the guy with knives.
We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting.
It's so easy to miss the interesting little bits of characterization for Saga here, because she's like, the first time you're playing it, like, you just think, oh yeah, like, it's a cult, of course it's a cult, we're gonna solve this. But like, knowing in retrospect how game she is for how weird things get, it just, this little bits of her personality really stick out to me on a second run through. Not a lone killer, but an organized group, the Cult of the Tree. This case just got much more interesting. I should open a new file, start fresh. Okay, here are my cult stashes as well.
These stashes could contain clues about the cult. Better keep an eye out for more.
All right. And again, we're just maintaining this collectibles. The very first one. Locked box of cult supplies, some useful things in there. And then this tells us, obviously, how many there actually are, which is very convenient. This one doesn't have a case closed yet. Let's do Cult of the Tree.
I need to know more about the Cult of the Tree if I'm going to shut them down.
Stop the cult. We need to understand them, their ideology, their goal, their members. Cultists were wearing deer masks. If they're hiding their faces, they aren't established enough to operate openly. Connection to Deerfest. Large amount of supplies laid out on the table. This is laying a lot of equipment just laying around. How long have they been out here? So this is interesting because Saga's obviously tackling this from this perspective of like complete skepticism, right? So she's like, cultists were wearing deer masks. There's a bunch of equipment laying around, so it implies that they, like the question of how long they've been here. But it's very obvious to anyone who's really paying attention, these cultists are just people who live in the town. And of course they're wearing deer masks. Of course it's related to Deerfest. And then, like, of course there's a bunch of equipment laying around. Who's going to steal it? These are all townspeople. Like, they're not going to... Why would they steal from each other? Of course, there are people that in the town that aren't members of the cult, but, like, what we learn is that a pretty significant portion of the town is a member of this cult.
The Cult of the Tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
So that's interesting. The what's it called? The what was I gonna say? The spruce tree. It's 2 triangles, a very clear connection to control.
The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth.
I wanted to check on something really quick. Saga Anderson's Deja Vu. Saga belt down to inspect the body on the table. Somehow it all felt familiar. Yeah. So this is a new thing. This is from Final Draft, for sure. Did we ever get the narration for this one? Did I actually pay attention to this?
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Reading the words, these words, felt like a message. Was a message. Someone knew they were here. What they were doing. Someone playing a game with them. Leading them on. An invitation. How could they not accept? The sheer audacity of this impossible mystery presented to them. Even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
There we go. Okay. Just refreshing myself on that.
The Mile High Strangler case. Proud of that one.
Certificate of Meritorious Achievement to Agent Saga Anderson, August 8th, 2019. Supervisory Special Agent Stacy Marrow. The Mile High Strangler. That's kind of wild. Now, let's see. What can I upgrade? Or how can I upgrade? More bullets. Increase magazine size by 50%. Hold the fire button to activate auto fire mode. This significantly increases the rate of fire. We'll do more bullets. That's
Saga
useful.
had lost count of how many shots she'd fired, but she was sure it must have been more than she had in her magazine. And yet, she'd not run out of ammo. As if the magazine had grown to fit more bullets. She fired again.
Piecemeal says, I love Saga's power. It's very interesting. Alright, so let's go back to the case board. Do we have any new clues? No, we have to talk to them again.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing Deerfest.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me.
I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl?
She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember.
How do you know I have a daughter?
Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time.
No. You're mistaking me for someone else.
If you say so.
Already having reality warp a little bit.
Hello.
Alright, we got the cult necklace. Pismo says, I love that the opening of the game so much, they make it so delightfully weird and spooky. It is very uncanny and unsettling. Does she have anything she can say to me?
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just have one of those faces. Seen anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
The jukebox is out of order. The poor old thing can only take so much of the same song being played over and over and over again. I'm as big a fan of Coconut as the next person, but come on. This is referencing Tor and Odin in the first game, wanting to play Coconut. And Alan Wake, Alan putting it in the jukebox, etc.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
The sheriff referencing D&D is set up for a payoff later, too. That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been.
What do you think that?
Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
You know, and after knowing what happened to Rose in the first game, you know, this setup makes it feel like, oh, maybe she's just kooky.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
All prep.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
I'll be right with you, sir.
Yep. Just here to pay my ticket. Whenever you're ready to take my money.
I know one of you is stealing the toilet paper. I've been counting them, and there's an entire roll missing every day from stock. Theft is taken seriously around here. It's a sheriff's station, for Pete's sake. One of these days, I'm going to catch you red-handed, and you better believe you're getting thrown out. What a disgrace you are. What kind of nut counts toilet paper rolls? Sounds like you've got too much time on your hands.
No speeding happening here, I see.
Sir, some patience, please.
They locked up an innocent man.
Can't go out that way yet. Okay. It's just kind of fun. Imagine just letting phones ring like that. Drive me crazy.
Agent?
Do we have any dialogue with me? Nope.
As you know, the investigation is being taken over by the federal agents. Sheriff Breaker wants us to cooperate fully.
Aye, ma'am.
I'm being serious, Nelson.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. I've only had a tour guide also. It's bear season. Oh no, a bear. Help.
I love these.
Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right, I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Jaakko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government, and that's why at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, fuck the government. We have bolt cutters. Oh, wow. You think of everything. And we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of Bright Falls Dam. Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
I wanted to buy that thermos when they made it real, but it sold out literally in under a minute.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week. But you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
She's qualified.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
Get some more ammo. Oop, I didn't mean to turn that, close that. Is there anything over here for me? No. Self-defense courses. Learn Taekwondo, Judo, and more. I'm going to try to be a resource hog so that we can just be prepared for the rest of this game on this difficulty.
Okay, let's take a look at outpatient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination. What was the cause of death? What other clues can the body give me? The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up. There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
Uh-huh. They did leave something inside his chest.
Alright, I'll probably have to put some clues together before there's anything else to interact with. Let's do that. Cult necklace with a triangle symbol. Oh. There we go. Jewelry can be used as a subtle indicator of membership, but this isn't subtle. A badge of pride. Oop. There we go.
Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
Unpronounceable says I should have brought my bolt cutters. Body has been prepped, ready for examination. Hope it can provide some actual answers. Chest ripped open from something visible inside. As suspected, it looks like something was put in there. Illegible words on the heart. Ritual writing. Did the killers write this on the heart? How? I can't make out what it says. Bloating of joints indicates long-term water exposure. Victim was alive when strapped down. Timeline is inconsistent with bloating.
This looks like text. A tattoo?
Smudged.
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy.
Alright, where's the final clue? What am I missing? Here we go.
Defensive wounds. They put up a fight.
Okay. Bruises, defensive wounds on the victim.
Chest wound is cause of death, but the corpse is bloated, waterlogged. Doesn't add up.
Nightingale put up a fight before they restrained him and smudged text underneath the victim's skin.
There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
Is this some kind of tattoo? It's too smudged to read. Cause of bloating unknown. Strange tattoos on skin and heart. Something inserted into chest cavity.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait.
Door.
Sheriff?
What the
hell?
Show me the clicker.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light. He can't see me in the light.
Casey's knocked out over there.
My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Gotta move. Now.
Get out of my house.
Oh boy. It's a one-hit death if they get you. Okay. I forgot we actually have to fight this guy.
He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
Get out of my house. Wasn't.
He vanished.
End of chapter. That was interesting. So we had a few changes from the original. A few extra added lines here and there, an extra manuscript. This music was made for the game, so it's not copyright. I can play it. So that'll be a fun, this will be a fun addition. So yeah, the song's about Saga. Pretty cool. So the soundtrack's all on Spotify, I think, as well. If people like it, if they want to listen to it, it's pretty good. The score for this game is also excellent. But I don't know if that's actually available or not yet. I think it got a vinyl release. But yeah, very cool. Cool that they went out of their way to make songs. I cut them out of my original playthrough because I didn't want to get copyright struck in case they weren't licensed music. I didn't know. But they'll be here for Final Draft, which is kind of cool.